Fiction is full of lies. Misdirects, secrets, and betrayals are great ways to make a plot more exciting. But what if I told you that every time a fictional character lies, you know it's a lie? I know that it's a broad claim. What do you mean fictional characters can't lie? They lie all the time. But if you were to go through every story you know, and think about all the lies in them, you'll notice a pattern. For almost all of them, one of two things will be true. Either you knew it was a lie already, or it was technically the truth, but misleading. Scar from The Lion King is a great example of this. Almost every line he says is a lie or a half-truth. Like here, when Scar tells Simba that his father has a surprise for him.
You know, a sort of father-son thing. Well, I'd better go get him.
I'll go with you.
No. No. Just stay on this rock.
We know it's not true because he was just talking about killing Simba in the previous scene.
Is he sick?
No, fool, we're gonna kill him. And Simba, too.
Even more interesting is his earlier conversation with Simba about the elephant graveyard.
An elephant graveyard is no place for a young prince. Oops.
An elephant what? Whoa.
Oh dear, I've said too much.
Scar is overacting to signal to the audience that he isn't being sincere, something that Simba never picks up on. And Scar isn't technically lying here. Even though he's hiding his true intentions, none of the information he tells Simba is false. The same thing happens later when he blames Simba for killing Mufasa.
No one ever means for these things to happen. But the king is dead. And if it weren't for you, he'd still be alive. What will your mother think?
Then there's the kind of lie that sets up a plot twist. The kind where a character has been lying about something for the entire story. And when you finally learn the truth, you think to yourself, of course, how could I not see it? Going with another Disney villain example here, Hans from Frozen accomplishes exactly this. Hans and Anna supposedly fall in love at first sight, but the film very quickly casts some doubts onto the validity of this romance.
You can't marry a man you just met.
You can if it's true love.
Anna, what do you know about true love?
You mean to tell me you got engaged to someone you just met that day?
Then when you finally get the reveal...
Oh, Anna. If only there was someone out there who loved you.
It recontextualizes all of his previous actions.
As 13th in line in my own kingdom, I didn't stand a chance. I knew I'd have to marry into the throne somewhere.
Wait, so you have how many brothers?
12 older brothers.
And again, almost everything Hans says is technically the truth. He lies by acting like a caring person and an upstanding citizen. Nothing he says directly contradicts his evil agenda. The only time he tells a direct lie is after the twist reveal. Here.
At least we got to say our marriage vows. Before she died in my arms.
If you comb through every book, every movie, and every TV show you know to look for lies, you will find very few instances where someone will make a false statement without the audience knowing. Why? Well, the answer has to do with how fictional dialogue works. Fictional character speech is very different from real-life speech. This is because character speech has a lot of different things it has to achieve. Every word out of a character's mouth informs the audience about the story. Directly or indirectly, their dialogue reveals who they are, who other people are, what the world is like, and what to expect from the future. In a way, character dialogue is addressed to the audience as much as it is to the other characters. Whenever characters speak, the audience takes in their words as information and builds their perception of the story's situation and status quo. However, characters are imperfect, with flawed human perceptions, biases, and agendas. The audience understands this and is prepared to receive incomplete information. Audiences delight in half-truths, misunderstandings, skewed facts, and deliberate misdirects. It's exciting to learn that things were not what they seemed. But that delight comes from looking back on the misdirects and seeing that the truth was there the whole time, if only they had been clever enough to find it. After all, the best plot twists are the ones that lay clues from the beginning that are obvious in retrospect. For this to work, though, the reverse also has to apply. While the facts can be misleading, the audience is forced to assume that all information they're told is, at least in part, true. Because unlike the real world, when you can research truth for yourself, the only source of information about a fictional story world is the story itself. The audience has no choice but to accept the facts as the story presents them. This is why twist reveals that come from villains can work. When Darth Vader says, "I am your father," even though it's coming from an evil, manipulative person who has every motivation to lie, the audience believes him right away.
Search your feelings, you know it to be true.
Characters do tell lies, but the key is that every time they do, the story telegraphs to the audience that it's a lie. It can be explicit or extremely subtle, but there has to be some kind of hint.
Would I lie?
As soon as a character tells a straight lie, with no way for the audience to have guessed that it was a lie, the entire system of a story-audience communication breaks down. Instead of thinking, what else has this character lied about? The audience members think, what else has this story lied to me about? Once the audience sees that the story gave them blatantly false information, they'll never fully accept anything the story tells them again. It's like this. Imagine that you only had access to one singular news source. Then you found out that that news source lied to you. You'd be furious, in no small part because there would be no one else to replace them with. No one would blame you for giving up on following current events entirely. Once a character tells a straight lie, it's no longer a fun game where the audience can work out the truth. What the story has done is create a maze with no exit, and once the audience discovers that, they'll turn up their nose at anything else the story has to offer. So, fictional characters can't directly lie to you, but here are some ways that stories can include lies without betraying their audiences. A character can say something that they believe is true, but that turns out to be wrong.
It's not a lie, if you believe it.
A character can state a fact that is coded on all sides with opinion and bias to the point where it is almost untrue.
Who is Spider-Man? He's a criminal, that's who he is. A vigilante, a public menace.
A character can tell the truth while leaving out key pieces of information with the intent to mislead, which is the most common and most satisfying form of fictional lying.
The lies I told you were not lies.
You lied to me by telling me the truth?
Yes.
That's very good. May I use that?
Side note, Star Wars kind of cheats a little with the whole I am your father twist because when Obi-Wan said Darth Vader betrayed and murdered Luke's father in A New Hope, they hadn't written the twist yet. The writers intended it to be true and then retconned it later.
So what I told you was true, from a certain point of view.
The main character can lie as much as they want since the audience knows what's going on inside their head.
We are at the spa at the hotel.
Cool, we're just getting some sun. Is Doug around?
Of course he's around. Why wouldn't he be around?
I mean, I'm just wondering why you're calling me.
And any character can lie, if the story flat out tells you what their true intentions are.
He's nothing but a lying, boneless, ink-squirting, big-nosed phony.
Look at that buck-toothed, corn-fed smile. You can't trust him as far as you can throw him.
A character can tell a lie that's so obviously not true that you'd have to be an idiot to believe it.
Sounds like a good dentist.
Oh, yeah.
What's his name?
Crentist.
Your dentist's name is Crentist.
Or a character can lie while giving away the truth with their body language.
I'm looking at porn.
And then there are stories where the whole point is to have lies in it. Stories like a murder mystery whodunit, where you're already primed to suspect that any statement can be a lie. But fictional characters cannot lie, not without clues for the audience to sniff out the truth. That's what fiction is, really. One big elaborate lie that everybody knows is fake, but that we consume anyway. Because it's fun to be lied to sometimes, as long as by the end of the day, you still know what's true and what's not.
Perhaps you would like to hear the tale?